Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be filming my full coverage, long-lasting foundation routine. This is definitely going to go towards my trans women out there who are looking to cover a 5 o'clock shadow, or you are just looking for some more coverage on your skin and you need it to last all day. This foundation routine that I have is amazing. It's impeccable. My foundation lasts all day and it does not move. I am like breaking out a little bit. I don't know what is going on, probably like stress, but besides that, I am barefaced. I have nothing on. I have not even moisturized because I want to talk you guys through everything. So if you guys want to see how I beat this face and get it looking from this to this, then just keep on watching. So the first thing is going to be moisturizer, and that's very important, especially if you're transitioning and shaving your face every day and you have facial hair. Moisturizer is going to be your best friend. This is what I love to use when I'm going to do foundation. This is the Saturday Skin Waterfall Glacier Water Cream. This is like a little bit sticky, and I've used a ton of this. So I just take like that much and I moisturize my entire face because we are going to go in with some mattifying products today, you know, really to make sure that our foundation grips and adheres to the skin. I do not want it looking a little bit dry or a little bit cakey, so moisturizing our skin is going to be extremely important. We are going to go in with a moisturizing primer. This is the Good Molecules silicone-free priming moisturizer. So I just take about 2 pumps in my palm. I treat this just like it is a moisturizer. I apply it all over my skin, and we're really deep hydrating it, which I am obsessed with. It really does give us this like nice radiant glow, but it's also going to make our foundation look amazing. Trust me on that. This primer right here is amazing to make your makeup last all day, but it does dry my skin out. So that is why I went in with 2 moisturizers on top of my skin before we went in with this. And a little bit of this goes a long way, trust me. So I just take one little dot here, 1 dot here, 1 on my chin, and 1 on my forehead. This is what I use on my entire face. So I just start in my inner corners, or like I start in my inner cheek, and I start to just move it outward because that's where I want my foundation really to stick, and that's where I notice that it kind of breaks up more on me is the center of my face, anywhere I have like smile lines or anything. So that's why I really like to make sure that I'm like rubbing it in here, because I hate when foundation settles. It's the worst. It looks terrible, but it also just feels terrible. Then we're just going to apply this on my forehead. I do have some, you know, I don't know, wrinkles from like my eyebrow, but I have yet to get Botox. I'm trying to like steer clear of like too much filler and too much Botox. So this will work for now, and I like to wait a couple of minutes. I like to let it sink in until it starts to get a little bit tacky, and you will know because your hand will start to like stick to your skin. Okay, so we're going to be using 2 different foundations today, and I will tell you why. We're going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way Matte Foundation first. This is a beautiful high coverage foundation. It is amazing. It is long lasting, oil controlling, full coverage. Did I mention full coverage? And it leaves a beautiful look to the skin. It does not look heavy and it does not feel heavy, which I love. And I just like to go in on the areas where I need the most coverage. So my cheeks are definitely the area where I have a lot of redness and I want it covered. So I focus the majority of my coverage out here. And this product really does spread across the skin very easily. It does go a long way. I just did a little dab on my sponge and I've almost done half of my face, if that doesn't show you how much this foundation really does move. Like I said, that foundation gives us a nice even base. I do see some of my skin peeking through like my breakout, but that's why we're going to go in with this next foundation, and this is the Hourglass Vanish Stick. I love this. This is a very beautiful full coverage foundation. I wouldn't say that it's matte, but it really does give a little bit of natural vibes to the skin. So I am just going to take it like this, roll it up, and I just like to do 3 dashes on each side of my cheek, and that's literally it. I do not like to use a lot of this foundation. I just like to put it in the areas where I feel like I need a little bit more extra coverage than what that first foundation was giving me, because I really don't like to layer that one because it is so matte. It will, you know, eventually start to cake up, and I don't want that. Well, I don't like this foundation on its own, but layered over top of this one really gives me like a nice long lasting full coverage foundation look, which obviously we need. Do you see how that just covered up my like little pimple that I had going on there? I don't even know what the frig is going on, but it covered the pimple, and that is all that matters. So I'm going to be using the Pat McGrath concealer. I talk about this in every single video. I just really like this concealer. This has definitely become one of my staple concealers of all time. It is full coverage, but it's also very hydrating. Like when I put it on underneath my eyes, do not crease as much as I would if I used like Tarte Shape Tape or like the e.l.f. concealer. This is just like a very beautiful, like radiant look to the skin, but it's also extremely full coverage, which I enjoy. The reason that I prefer using a sponge over a brush is a brush may give you a more full coverage look, but to me, it looks way less natural. Like right now, I have piled so much makeup onto my skin, but if you were to, you know, come close and look, it does not look like I have that much on at all. And the sponge really does add moisture with the product to make it less drying, and it does sheer it out a lot. So that's why I had to go in with, you know, an extra foundation, but I honestly feel like the extra step is worth it with the outcome that we get. Yes, I understand we look very crazy. Like my skin is very like ghostly. It's very white. It's because the foundations don't match 100% perfect, but that's why we're going to go in with some cream contouring / cream bronzing. So I like to take this Kevyn Aucoin concealer, and my bronzer is the first thing that is like, does not last that long on me. It doesn't show up as well. So what I like to do is cream bronze, and it also brings a little bit of life back to my skin. So what I'm going to do is take my concealer and apply it right there. And I do this one step at a time because I don't want it to dry down and then become so like unblendable because it's already dry. So I just like to take this sponge and I like to just blend it upwards. Do you see how this is like already giving us so much life to the skin? Like we're already getting some color back. We're already getting some dimension. And what I like to do on my forehead is just draw 2 fairly large lines on the top of my forehead, looking a little crazy. And like I said, I'll take the same sponge and I will blend it back into my hairline, because I feel like that is when like a bronzer / contour looks very unnatural, is when like it's not blended back. So I'm just going to take it, blend it back into my hairline, and really contour this forehead. And this is what it looks like with my concealer and my cream bronzer on. Do you see how it just gives us life into our skin? But the really important part here is going to be the setting powder that you use. And this is the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Okay, mind you, I have went through phases of loving this powder, hating this powder, but I am very obsessed with it now. It's very thin and it really does mattify my skin. It really does lock all of my foundation and concealer and everything in, so it does not move throughout the day. I do have the CoverGirl one also, and that works just as good, but this for some reason really does keep my makeup on and lasting amazing throughout the whole day. So I am just going to take my sponge. This is my favorite way to do it. It really just helps mesh the product in, and I am just going to start setting all the areas of my face. So this is what it looks like set with powder. It is extremely smooth. I can run my hands over it. It is non-transferable. It does not move at all. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my bronzer and blush and highlight and stuff off camera. And then I will come back and zoom you guys in to really just show you guys what my skin looks like after everything is on. Actually, I lied. I missed a very big important step with, you know, full coverage. I like to take this Makeup Forever powder. This is a pressed powder. Mine is just terribly broken, as you guys can clearly see. I'm currently making a huge mess. But I'll take my sponge and I'll just get some of the powder. Oh my God, I'm literally in a powder mess. So hopefully this is worth it. But this is something that like is very important. So I just take a little bit on the sponge And on the areas where I feel like I need a little bit more coverage, I will apply this. So that's like on the beard area. Now, mind you, I don't grow facial hair anymore, but it's always just a habit for me to just apply more coverage on that area because it's something I've had to do for a very long time. And I'm just going to go over, just like I said, the beard area, wherever I feel like I need a little bit more coverage. And that does a lot. And I did not go in with a lot of product. And as you guys can see, it really does just give me so much more coverage. And I thought that we are already extremely full coverage, but that just really like cherry on top of the cake. So now that you guys are up close and personal, this is what my skin looks like. I don't think it looks very heavy. I think it looks super natural, especially, you know, because we put a full coverage foundation on it, you know, a very matte full coverage foundation and another foundation on top of that. You would think our skin would look heavy, but honestly, it looks very smooth. We are flawless. We are very full coverage, but it does not look heavy or cakey, which is the goal. We do not want to be looking too heavy or too cakey. So this is what it looks like for me. This is my final look. I definitely recommend getting a good setting spray though. I used the All Nighter Pollution Protection. I really like to spray my face with this because of the fact that I don't want to be too matte. I don't want it to, you know, look like I'm dry. So I do like to spray this. It takes the powdery look away and really does make sure your foundation lasts all day. So foundation, you know, is very important, but setting spray is also important. It really does lock it in. Okay guys, I hope that you enjoyed my full coverage, long-lasting foundation routine. And I hope that you guys learned something, and I will have all of the products I used listed down below. If you wanted to go purchase them yourself, you can. These are just the products that have worked for me the best over the past, you know, couple of years. I've been on a search for a good foundation, you know, routine, and this is by far the best that I have come up with over the past couple of years. So hopefully this helps you guys, and, you know, it covers everything that you guys are looking to cover, you know, murders, beards, anything. Do not forget to subscribe. The button will be down there, and give the video a big thumbs up. I will have my other videos somewhere over here. Do not forget to check those out. Stay on the channel, have a couple laughs, learn a couple of makeup techniques, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.